Well, hey there, YouTube. Just thought I'd do a personal video here. And really, all is all quiet out there. We had the SDO and the Eve acting up yesterday. So my baby and I didn't know what quite to do with that. So we just let those satellites recover and their websites recover and whatever they were doing on the SDO, Eve, and the ACE. Picking up some really weird readings off of the Eve for the irradiance and things of that nature. Here's that coronal hole that's coming into view. Should add to our solar dynamics. Like I said, everything's looking real quiet. Uh, Chance of MNX class flares looks down. All the satellites are back up and running. And go ahead and go out to the ACE and let you check out some pretty neat little reads here. The protons just always tend to be doing some weird things out there in space. So as you can tell, these sudden dips all the way down to zero and then right back up again. And this is being verified throughout the whole data stream. So, uh, the protons is something I think that needs to be studied right along with the sun's irradiance. I think that's one thing that we all tend to want to ignore. If we go back to the SDO there, and that's something that we all should be paying attention to. So that being said, I'll go ahead and play some personal video of mine with a shot of a wall cloud. YouTube and anyone else out there. There we go. There's a better angle there. Weird weather today. There's the sun coming up. As you can see, beautiful blue skies right above me. We're going to have 60-mile-an-hour winds, probably gusting up even higher. But this cloud bank that just blew in here, man, it was like a wall cloud. And winds are probably kicking up 60 mile an hour then. I've never seen wall clouds. Right now it's about 35 degrees, but I've never seen wall clouds in winter, like shelf clouds. And this is exactly what has just occurred. See there? Like a tornado. Look at that, folks. Just unusual. Very weird. See, the sun is on the other side of that wall. It actually looked like the sun was coming up over there this morning. But that's because of these clouds coming in. But this is a wall cloud, a shelf cloud. From January 16th, 2014, here in DeSoto, Iowa. Very weird. You see blue sky, you would think it'd be a beautiful day today. And I am worried about a tree over there of mine that's really swaying in this wind, and I hope it doesn't come down. We are facing very high winds today. That's towards Des Moines too. So it's going over Des Moines right now, and whatever moisture is squeezed out of there, I'm sure will come in the form of snow, not tornadoes. You see this ground here, it's bare again. We got some snow to add it up. People are talking about how our ground is cracking. Okay. These cracks weren't opening up in our yard until the drought started happening, of course. But over and over again, throughout my whole yard. they have these cracks that are appearing, and I believe it's probably more related to the drought. But the drought is obviously, exasperated. See, I mean, there's cracks everywhere in my yard. This one goes all the way up to my house and leads up to my foundation. It's cracked my foundation. So the ground is moving because of the drought and the contraction with the temperatures, expansion with the temperatures, and there's the sun trying to peek out there. You know, and there you go, YouTube. Like I said, my camera's up and running after I had done a video earlier this summer, and of a thunderstorm, 80, 90-mile-an-hour winds. I did for y'all. You can go ahead and data mine that out of my site. But it did eliminate my camera, but something told me just go dig it out again. Maybe it's all dried out, and sure enough, it's working fine. Looks like my lens might need to be a little clean, but other than that, the reason why I like to do personal videos for my area is I believe that Iowa is a ground zero for weather modification for the United States, especially the eastern half. And so I think they really do the modifying nationwide, but Iowa is ground zero for what they need to do for the rest of the nation as these weather systems come off of the west coast over the Rockies and spill up into the Midwest. And these weather systems have to be modified all the way through, and they tend to use the Iowa corridor as a means to do that. So, yeah, the SDO is up, back and running. Eve is back up and running, but it was down yesterday. Got the solar flux index, 126, really low. Over here, 87. BZ, 6.5. Well, solar wind is back down to nominal levels. So everything looks pretty good, except for the protons. We got the protons keep doing this. If you look over here for the 3-day data, but something out there is causing these perturbations, I guess. I mean, you're going all the way down to 0, all the way back up to above 360, 370, and then all the way back down and up and down, up and down. So we here see over the 2-hour data, 6-hour data. So we're having an occurrence of something. Here it goes to update again. And it seems to be now leveling off right around 200 or so, 220. Updating again. And then we also see the temp going right along with the protons. See the temp rise as these spikes go up and down. Density also following suit. So is this all just coming right off of the sun? Or is there something else out there that could be causing these issues? This site likes to update constantly, so sorry about that. Take you out to the SDO again and show you some views of what could be causing this. Is this old bad boy rotating into view, perhaps? There's also some radiance issues that we had yesterday with the Eve. If you were to go out and look at the historical data, I just think the satellites are down, and now they're back up and going, and still showing some very unusual activity out there in space. We've got the solar wind that's been dropping considerably. However, I still think there's still some pretty good storming out there for certain environments, like if you're in space, like if you're a satellite in space. So, and that's one of my things that I'm concerned about, because we are dependent upon our satellites, ladies and gentlemen. However, some of the people that are dependent upon our satellites are like our militaries and governments and banking, which, depending on your point of view, if they are being aggravated, so be it. Like the GPS system, which is being used by drones to assassinate people. We need to get rid of that type of junk in our policies and etc. So, we need to take that incentive out of the hands of those people that have their hands deep in our technology. So, we should be using it to benefit and inform mankind. Instead, we're using it to take out so-called, you know, terrorists. $10 million bombs on $10 tents. How to, So maybe having some of these problems with some of these satellites might be a good idea. Like what happened if we had the whole GPS system go down, like the satellites get hit by elevated proton levels and solar storming and solar debris. And the only way to bring it back up again is to agree that these satellites won't be used in war. None of this information will be used for the case of war or waging war. So that's my view today, folks. The news just wanted me to pull my hair out yesterday. And I know you guys probably didn't catch it. On Asian news, they're talking about Fukushima and the farmers of Fukushima. And, to me, with the ignorance of the American people, I feel safer living in Fukushima. At least they're now growing their leafy vegetables indoors in hydroponics and at least taking recognition that the radiation is there. Here in America, yeah, we'll just grow that corn straight out of the ground. We'll just grow our lettuce straight out of the ground. We'll just not take any type of precautions whatsoever. In fact, we'll just raise the limits and say what you have is what you get. And it's all good. Well, places like Japan, okay, are actually recognizing, even though there is a media blackout there, yeah, we got the Yakuza in control of all the information, but the people are at least smart enough, and the technology and the companies are at least coming out saying, hey, we're going to grow indoors, or we're going to do this, we're going to do that to try to survive. Because they know it's a matter of survival for them. But Americans are ignorant when it comes to it, okay? And so we're just going to ignore it and stick our heads, back at our radiated sand and dirt, okay? And try to ignore it like nothing's going on, and we'll blame it on smoking and everything else instead of elevated radiation, which causes illnesses, folks. And the Japanese are getting it. Let's see if they're going to outsmart us once again. They're taking precautions, and they're doing their studies, and they're releasing their peer-reviewed studies, and there may be a blackout as far as what they're going to tell us about the way they're living, and the way they're examining the issues far outweighs America's response. So get with it, America, when it comes to Fukushima and the nuclear issue, okay? Or the Japanese are going to really outdo us on this one, all right? They're not going to be the ones that go. It's going to be us, for sure. All right, guys, take care, man.